Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and this is the second video in my mini-series demonstrating Brother's latest label printing machine. I picked up mine from Michael's. It's called the P-Touch Embellish. It is aimed at the crafter. I had to redo two of my videos in this series. After I uploaded the videos, I realized you could not see the characters in the LCD screen. So I have propped it up my machine and hopefully you have a good view of what I'm doing. Before I start, I do want to point out a problem I encountered. This all took place while I filmed the other videos I'm not going to show. For some reason, this Brother cartridge, it reversed the printing. It was supposed to print on the white label like this, but it printed on the black side, the film side. So that's not supposed to happen. I'm not sure why that happened. This is the Brother cartridge that came with the older model. If you've had this problem, or if you know why that happened, it could have been user error, I don't know, please leave me a comment in the description box. All right, let's get started. Let's create a label. But the first step I'm going to show you is not how to create a label. I'm going to show you how you can default back to a clean screen, a clean file. Well, turn your printer on, and this is what happens after you have made a label. When you turn your machine back on, it automatically defaults back to whatever you was working on before you shut your machine down. Well, I want a clean screen. These are the steps that I take. You press File, and then you have different options. You see the word print there. Use your arrow keys to scroll through your options. You see the word save. You see the word open. So you have three options under the tab or key file. Well, I want to open. Hit OK. We're actually going through the steps of saving and opening your documents right now. But in addition to that, I'm going to show you how you can get back to a clean screen. You see it's at number 5. Well, you can save up to 20 files. However, when you save your files, you can't type in a file name. It's all by numbers. So my next available empty file is 5. I'm going to hit OK. And you see how it takes me back to a clean screen. There might be another way of doing this, but I have not figured that out. Alrighty, let's create a label. Let's have some fun. And in doing so, I will show you different functions. All right. To get started, let's type in some random words. Keep the faith. Keep space the. Oops, I just realized something. I want to use capital letters. So there's a couple ways you can delete your characters. Of course, you can use the clear button, which is your backspace button. You can press it and it deletes one character at a time, or you can hold down the button. Okay, so that's one way, but let me show you a different way. I'm going to type in keep again. Let's say if you have a lot of characters that you want to erase at one time. Well, you press down the shift button, then press down the backspace button, and then you have a couple of options. You need to use your arrow keys. The first option is text and format. You can erase the text and the format, but if you scroll, you see the option to only erase the text. Now, this option is great if you only want to erase your text but keep your formatting. So I have no formatting. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, erase my text. You see the word accepted. That lets you know the machine accepted that command. So now I'm going to hold the shift button down and type in my words. Keep and space the faith. And there you see keep the faith. Now the preview button, we can hit that, and that is how our phrase or label will look when we print it out. Two of the most important keys you will use, in my opinion, are the escape and the OK. During my demonstration, you will see why those two buttons are important. Okay, so we need to select a font. Let's go ahead and press the font key. Oh, but nothing happens. The reason being, you need to exit out of this command. You do that by pressing the escape button, and it takes you back to the original formatting of Keep the Faith. Now you can use, or now you can select the font key, and you have different, well, you see the word font there. Let's use the arrow keys and see what happens. Uh-oh, that's not what I want. So what you have to do after you select font, you must press the OK key to let the machine know you want to change the font. And then you see the first font. Now you can use your arrow keys and scroll through the different fonts. So let's choose Adams, but we have to choose it by selecting OK. And the machine accepted that font. We can go ahead and use Print Preview, and then you get a look of how that font looks with your phrase. I do apologize. My dogs are outside. It's a beautiful morning. They're happy, so they are going to bark. Okay, let's choose a frame now. Let's click frame. Uh-oh, nothing is happening because you have to escape out of that last command. So let's press escape. Now we're back to Keep the Faith, and let's press frame. Now let's use the arrows to see what happens. Oh, that time we did not have to press OK after selecting frame. Using the arrows took us right to our different frames. And I think we have 70 frames. Don't quote me on that. We do have a lot. So let me choose that one. Remember, select OK. It accepted that frame. And let's go ahead and choose a symbol. Okay. Now, I did not have to escape out of that last command. So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Okay, so when I pressed symbol, you see the word pictograph. Let's use our arrows to see what our options are. You have history, basic, and pictograph. So you have 3 options under symbol. Let's select pictograph. Choose OK. And then you have more options, and this is really cool. You have an audio, visual, emojis, music. I know there is a craft category, and that's what I want to use. So let's choose crafts, select OK, and then we have 7 different pictographs to choose from. Let's choose this button, click OK, and you can see that my button was placed after my word faith. Depending on where you have your cursor, that will determine where your pictograph will be inserted. So you can put it anywhere you like. Okay, let's see how our phrase looks. I hit the preview and you can see the frame as well as my phrase. Alrighty, let's print this out and see how it looks. You press your print button, and then you'll have an option to put in the number of prints you would like. I want 1. I want to click OK, and watch how fast this prints out. And you can see, that looks cute already. Okay, to cut your ribbon, you press this lever, and it cuts it right off. Now I'm using my generic cartridges. I will link these in my description box. Got it for a fabulous price on Amazon. I will demonstrate the actual ribbon, satin ribbon. And this is how our first label looks. You see the phrase, you see the frame, you see the pictograph. You also see wasted ribbon. I'm going to offer you a couple of techniques. Well, one is called chain printing. That will eliminate the waste between your different phrases, but I'm also going to share a tip with you on how you can eliminate the waste on the end. Alrighty, Let's change the font on this particular phrase. So let's press font and let's select font by selecting OK and use the arrow keys to select your font. Let's try San Diego. Remember, you have to press OK to select that particular font. It accepted it. And I also want to change the frame. So select frame and use the arrow keys to select a different frame. Ooh, the hearts is pretty. Select OK. It accepted that. But this time I want to change the size of my characters. So let's go back to font and use the arrow keys to select size. But let me quickly take you through your options. You have the font, the size, the width, the style, alignment. So you have 4 options under fonts. Let's go to size, select OK, and then you have 3 different size options. You have large, medium, and small. I'm going to select small. Hit OK. Now let's look at the preview to see how our phrase looks. And you can see that's pretty small, right? But I want to see how this is going to print out. So let's see if we can select print right now. Oh, we can. We did not have to exit out of that command. So I want one print job, and you can see it's printing out. Now, with that cartridge I shared with you earlier in the video, that particular one, it kept jamming up my machine. And here we have the 2 labels created thus far. Let's now change the alignment. Press font and alignment comes up automatically. Hit OK. And we have different options for our alignment. I'm going to use the arrow key to check those options out. But we have left, center, right, justify. So we have 4 options to choose. Let's choose justify. Hit OK. Let's also change our size. Hit font. Use your arrows. Select size. I want to choose large. Hit OK to select large. Let's take a look at the preview. And OK, with the larger font, you cannot see the entire label. Use your arrow right key, and that will give you a view of the rest of your label. And there's the heart. So I know I'm at the end of that label. Alrighty, let's go ahead and print this out. I want 1 copy, and watch how fast this comes out. Ooh, I love that. Take a look at that. So that's how the large looks. This was the standard print, and this was the small. That's a big difference. Alrighty, I am done with this particular video. Be sure to check out video 3. We are going to continue to explore functions and do more printing. Well, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.